Before I begin your hopium injection, and there is a lot to be hopeful for tonight, I would just like to remind comrades of what we're fighting for in DSA, what we're fighting for in our various organizations, our various methods of organizing, because this is real life, okay? Actions that we take, everything that we're campaigning for, all this stuff, it has bearing on shit that's happening in real life. So, yes, I'm going to give you hopium because our comrades in New York fucking killed it tonight. But dialectics teaches us that good comes with bad. Nothing can ever be 100% good or 100% bad. No day can ever be 100% good or 100% bad. So this is a statement by Benjamin Champagne Song. So his beliefs are composed thus. First, I believe that we should help each other. And second, that we should protect one another. I never want to see anyone get hurt. I never want to see good people standing up for what they believe in gunned down in the street. What we also happen to have Renee Good and Alex Pretty is my worst nightmare. It was the kind of thing that I had feared for a long time after dealing with officers who could be reckless, who could be bullies, who could be violent. But fear is not hate. Sadness is not hate. Wanting people to live is not hate. So when I was standing in the street on July 4th, 2025, in plain view, with reflective safety strips and high visibility clothing, what I saw run in front of my eyes was my worst nightmare. When I saw Lieutenant Thomas Gross start pursuing and point his gun at the back of a running unarmed protester like he testified, I was terrified. As a firearms instructor and a United States Marine Corps veteran, I understood what I was seeing. I knew it was meant for someone to lean, what it meant for someone to lean forward into a gun like he testified to prepare for recoil. As the evidence shows, I did not want to hurt anyone. I never had the intent to hurt anyone. I tried my best to avoid hurting anyone. It is impossible to say that I was trying to ambush anyone or planning any violence. I was shocked and surprised and saddened. I am so grateful for what didn't happen. I am so grateful that we are not here mourning another death and tragedy, another Alex Pretty, another Renee Good, another Botham Jean, another Manuel Teran, another Tatiana Jefferson, another Philando Castile. Now, 22 people have been arrested, have been persecuted, have been tortured. For what? For nothing. None of these people really did anything, and none of these people have anything to do with what happened with me. This is wrong. This is mass punishment. This is collective punishment. This is guilt by association. Back in 1895, the supremacist U.S. Senator, Pitchfork Ben Tillman, gave a speech to the Constitutional Convention in South Carolina on how to use injustice to take power. He said, "How did we recover our liberty? By fraud and violence. We tried to overcome the 30,000 majority by honest means, which was a mathematical impossibility. After burying these indignities for 8 years, life became worthless. This is how men take power over others. By injustice, through fraud and violence. That history matters because injustice has always been dangerous. It does not only harm the person standing in court, it spreads. It teaches people to be afraid. It teaches people that the government can decide who is guilty first and look for reasons afterward. First, they covered up and hid evidence. Secondly, they banned every black juror so that no one would question the police. Third, they told me that I had no right to protect myself or anyone else, and they told me I wasn't even allowed to say the word self-defense. As you heard at the trial, they tortured their own witnesses. American citizens were tortured and terrorized and medically neglected. 3 men died in jail last week, by the way. And now a 24-year-old has had a heart attack. A 58-year-old woman said she would die in this case. Mothers, fathers, teachers, students, package workers, programmers, and engineers persecuted and tortured in this case. People are being treated as their lives do not matter. All of this is bigger than me. I know I'm the person standing here. I know I'm the person being judged. But I also know that a case like this can become a warning to anyone else that if you speak, if you protest, if you try to protect someone, if you're associated with the wrong idea, you can be turned into a symbol instead of treated like a human being. Nothing saddens me more than when I think about all of these different people in their different families and communities and how they have suffered and how unfairly they have been treated, just like me. Whatever is taken from me is taken by you, from you. It may be these 22 strangers now, but it will be you tomorrow. On June 9th this year, the president of the Southern Poverty Law Center testified that hate has migrated into the government. Into the government. Hate is right here. The government, in its secret mission to give me a life sentence, calls me the embodiment of Antifa. What does that even mean? I'm not a member of a group called Antifa. I'm not a part of any terrorist organization. There is no group called Antifa. Everybody knows that. But the government is so blinded by hate, they've arrested 22 good people for nothing. They wanted to bury me with an idea. The idea that they hate is the very idea of being against fascism. What kind of people are not against fascism? What kind of people are not against the hate and war and genocide and concentration camps that the Nazis brought upon the world? What kind of people would not agree to no kings and no Führers? The hate has migrated into the government. Now that hate is taking power over me. It's taking power over you, over your words and your ideas. When will you be called a domestic terrorist too? When they killed Renee Good and Alex Preddy, they went on TV and they called them domestic terrorists the same day, within the hour. When will that happen to you? When I was staying in my home city of Dallas for 11 days, I did fear that I might die at any moment from a government that I think is hateful and vindictive. I did not run because I wanted to escape responsibility. I stayed because I wanted to survive long enough to do this right thing. I did not fear for myself. I fear for all of you. What will you do in this time of great failures and great injustices? What will you do? How will you help each other? How will you help yourselves? So, this man whose words that I just read to you, his name was Benjamin Champagne Song. He was sentenced to 100 years. I'm not bullshitting you. 100 years for firing a gun at the ground, along with seven other people. This happened today, federal court. So none of these people did anything wrong, okay? None of these people did nothing that an average, ordinary, right-thinking person would not do. They did nothing that a decent person would not do, okay? It is decent, it is right, it is part of being part of a community to protect other people from an act of violence. He was not just arrested over shooting at the ground. He was today sentenced to 100 years in federal prison for shooting at the ground. This is McCarthyism on steroids. Never in this century, these sentences trump those that were given to people like the ALF, the Environmental Liberation Front, the Black Panthers. They used to either just kill or sentence to life. But this is McCarthyite political repression and suppression. This could happen to all of us, okay? You show up to a protest, somebody sees you do the wrong thing, or a cop sees you do the wrong thing. This could happen to you. This is why it is imperative that you take any measure possible, all measures possible, to protect yourself and your comrades. Don't be on the internet, don't be on Twitter talking about stupid shit. Don't plan things with people that you do not know. Okay? These people are set up in major part by snitches. Yes, people that they called comrade and ally and friend sat in that fucking witness stand and testified against their comrades. Okay? That can easily happen to you. So don't be stupid. Do not be stupid, because they will free case you. Happily. This government needs distractions because they are habitually fucking shit up. They're habitually fucking shit up. And what they're doing is the old fascist trick of manufacturing and using distractions. Okay, so they want to convince people that there's some insidious terrorist network of left-wing organizers and activists at Antifa to take the attention and minds of the unwary of what they're actually doing. So the people that were sentenced today were Savannah Batten, Zachary Evans, Autumn Hill, Megan Morris, Maricela Reyera, Daniel Orlando Sanchez Estrada, Benjamin Hanil Song, and Elizabeth Soto. All defendants, with the exception of Sanchez Estrada, were convicted of rioting, providing material support to terrorists, conspiracy to use an explosive, and use of an explosive device, which referred to the consumer-grade fireworks that were used on July 4th. Sanchez Estrada was not even at the protest. This man was given 30 fucking years for moving a box of literature from one place to another. 30 fucking years for moving zines. Savannah, 50 years. Zachary, 50 years. Autumn, 50 years. Megan, 50 years. Maricela, 70 years. Ben, 100 years. That's the guy who wrote the letter that I just read to you. Elizabeth, 50 years. So don't try to put these people away until they're old and fucking gray or until they're dead. That's the current situation that we live in. This is real life. This internet shit, all this arguing, Stalin, Trotsky, etc. Okay, that really is not important right now. Yes, it is important to argue and debate over tactics and strategy, but like arguing over the shit on Twitter is anything. This is what's happening to people in real fucking life. This is what's happening to people in real life. So pay attention, learn from the enemy's moves, and plan and act accordingly. Because they're coming for all of us. This is no joke. Go to prairielanddefendants.com to find out how you can help. Because obviously nobody's gonna let this stand. So you can write letters, you can connect with the people that are going through this shit. So write on plain white 8.5 by 11 paper only. Blue or black ink, no stickers, glitter, or whiteout. Include first and last name as well as ID number, page numbers, date, and a return address at the top of each sheet. All addresses must be formatted as follows. It should include a return address. Write Johnson County Jail, Texas. Prisoner name. Well, this is old. They're got to be shipped off to the facilities that they've been assigned to, I guess. Yeah. There's zines, there's flyers, on stuff. But everybody needs to know about this. This was the Asada of today. Okay? This is what you need to be paying attention to. Every time you talk to something, before you start arguing with people about Trotsky or Stalin or Makhno or whoever your fucking favorite dead guy is, these people are still living. And it's up to us. We cannot do what we've done for past political prisoners, just be negligent and let them rot. Okay? A movement worth its salt will not do that. So it's important that everybody with the platform, anybody without a platform, you have friends, you have neighbors, you have coworkers, talk to them about this. Write to these comrades when you find out where they're being sent to. That's essential. That's what we have to do. So yeah, this is even fucking veteran prosecutors were shocked. Like they're literally saying this is blatant and obvious, corrupt bullshit. Yeah, this is dialectical. Even fucking like people who have been locking people up for years are saying this is fucking stupid, this is crazy. But look at the world in which we live. Anyways, for some better news, we had a DSA blowout today. So yeah, this is 2026.electoral.dsausa.org. This is your election headquarters. You don't need MSNBC. You don't need New York Times. You don't need any of these fucking capitalist news networks and brainwashing media. You have our very own National Electoral Commission, our very own election night headquarters. So let's go. Let's see. All right, so this is a New York State Assembly race, District 149. I love his name, Adam L. Brojak. He won by Assad numbers. Well, maybe not Assad numbers, but he won. Let's see. Joe Bennett, Onondaga County Legislature, Syracuse, New York. So Bojack is in Buffalo. This is Syracuse, New York. Won the Onondaga County Legislature District 15 seat. This is my girl. This is what everybody's been waiting for. So this is Daria Liza Avila Chevalier. I did butcher her name on my fucking Twitter video yesterday, but I butchered it tonight. Oh, god damn me. I'm a horrible person. My Spanish teacher is going to come back from the grave and put her foot up my ass. Anyways, so you've got this guy. I was afraid it was going to be a spoiler. This is like an OG sock them or something like his. It's basically a party comprised of one dude who's still tied to the fucking Socialist International. But he's a nobody. Nobody gives a fuck. You got Romero, who was a non-entity. So this was the race between Chevalier and Espiat's funky ass. And of course, it was pretty close. I thought this was gonna be like a Claire Valdez type thing, but Espiat has a machine, but the machine did not save him. The APAC money did not save him. So this was updated 9:45, 5 minutes ago. And it shows Daria Liza with 49.35% of the vote. So basically, she kicked this dude's ass. And this race was called for her. She wins. Claire Valdez, fucking Assad numbers, 56%. This is NY7, Daria Caver, Caver, Dar, Dari Chevalier. I will learn how to pronounce your name correctly one day, sis. I'm sorry. I have Yankee brain. Anyways, um, she's getting Anna Clayton Powell's old seat. Okay, Espiat is like 71 years old. He's probably gonna go sit on a fucking porch somewhere. He's done data. Ian Huntley, who I love, fucking Assad numbers. Christian Tate, one. So this is the 56th district of the New York State Assembly. Tate is 54 for the Assembly. Abel Kawas, first Palestinian elected to the New York State House, District 12. David Orkin, that is the 38th district. So huge fucking bench of DSA members are going to the State House. Yeah, that's Samantha Catton. Jabari Bisbort, he follows me on Twitter. I think he's an incumbent, isn't he? I don't know. Diana Moreno, Farrah Forest, Iyapa Sari Iyapa Sari Tupac. Iyapa Sari Tupac. Okay. He won. AOC, no big surprise there. People love her in her district. Emily Gallagher. All right, so we've got a few L's. Conrad Blackburn. This was sad. I love him. Didn't make it. Maurice Brown. Mo Brown lost. Tammy Honeywell, Onondaga County Legislature, District 8. Didn't make it. There's no results for this guy, but he's out in Utah. Didn't make it. Okay. So you have a bunch of other, you have some Metro DC races. You have Baltimore. You have yeah, DC and Baltimore is what we're waiting on. I guess those polls have a closed shit. But overall, good night for NYC DSA. Good night for DSA in general. Like people are like, yeah, everybody. It's like if you don't live in NYC, hell, if you live in NYC, it's kind of like a habit in DSA to dunk on NYC. I mean, let's be real. They're our largest chapter, and sometimes people do embarrassing things. Sometimes people do dope things. Tonight was a dope thing. So yeah, people are tired of fucking political machines governing them, and um, Daria Leza in particular, she reminds me a lot of Cori Bush. Cori Bush defeated a dynasty, the Clay dynasty in St. Louis. So you had Bill Clay, um, and then you had his son, Lazy Clay Jr. The year I graduated from college, my college actually gave him a fucking honorary degree for some reason. But yeah, he had been in Congress, like, he had been in Congress forever, basically my entire lifetime almost. And he didn't do shit for the people. He didn't give a fuck. Corey unseated him. And this is what tonight is reminding me of. Yeah, it's dope. Like people dump on DSA, people shit on DSA, but everybody was watching this tonight. Okay, like people like some of the more ultra type Maoists are like, oh yeah, elections don't matter. Elections don't matter. Look, I spent all fucking decade. What's up, Patrick? I spent I spent basically the entire 2010s scribbling "Don't vote, revolt" all over the place, putting up we pasting flyers that said "Don't vote, revolt." Okay, look, you have the right to waste your 20s as I did, but as somebody that has made that ultra mistake, as somebody that has done that stupid shit and seen that it really didn't profit anything, like, okay, we wrote "Don't vote, revolt." People did not revolt. People did revolt in the 2010s. People revolted in 2020. People are probably going to revolt this summer because the police can't stop beating the fuck out of people and ICE won't stop snatching innocent people off the streets. But they revolted regardless. People revolted regardless. Okay, we really had no role in that as Maoists or anything like that, and we certainly did not recruit any of these young and militant comrades into any of our small irrelevant organizations. So that's something you should keep in mind. Like you can be an ultra all you want. I was an ultra for a long time. Many people still consider me one. But at the end of the day, you have to have a material impact on shit that's actually happening in real life. Okay? Like if your organization can fucking collapse and nobody gives a fuck, nobody cares, it's not a real organization, okay? I hate saying this, but I'm just going to I wrote this last night, okay? Like I have a habit of writing fucking books on Twitter. That's part of why I fucking have the blue check. But like it's I don't like smelling my own farts. I don't like acting as if like I am the bearer of all knowledge, because I certainly am not. If I was the bearer of all knowledge, believe me, we would have ended this revolution shit years ago. But like, it's as somebody that's experienced this stuff, and I've seen people get themselves into all types of trouble. Like, just listen to these words that I wrote. Okay, pay attention. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm smarter than some people. So there are more communists gathered in DSA than anywhere else. There is more communist mass work being done in DSA than anywhere else. There are more comrades to struggle and bounce ideas off of in DSA than anywhere else. You may feel comfortable and safe from all the gross isms in your little sect, but one of three things is always going to happen, like clockwork. Your sect is either going to split, usually over something stupid and personal. Okay, I've read split documents. I've helped write split documents. All of this shit usually couches personal beef in political terms, and idiots fall for it. Don't fall for it. They turn into a cult. And when I say cult, I don't mean like Democratic Centralist Organization. I mean like if you try to leave, they beat the fuck out of you. They tell you where to work. They tell you who you can date. They tell you where you can live. They tell you to get up and move from town to town in the middle of the night. You do it, or they beat your ass. Okay, that's a cult. Or in the worst case, you do something adventurous at best, or incredibly fucking stupid at worst. And what's going to happen is you're either going to get yourself killed, or you're going to go to prison. I know a lot of y'all remember this group from a few years back called, oh, what's up, Truman? Called Black Hammer. You remember that? They tried to buy land in the fucking desert. They thought they were going to like grow some type of, they were trying to grow some type of fucking, I don't know. They wanted their Jonestown to happen in the mountains or something. And like the deal or whatever fell through, thank God. So they, Ghazi basically took a shitload of money because the idiots were giving them money to donate to land, to donating money to them to buy land in the middle of like useless fucking scrub land. And they thought they were going to build and plant shit there and like live a fucking dream. And like, I'm really not all that mad at the people that joined and stuff because like, look, we live in bleak days. People need some, and this was right when COVID hit too. Like people were on a lot of doomer shit. People were on a lot of apocalyptic shit. And when in times like this, when like people literally believe that the apocalypse is nigh, cults always fucking prosper. Okay, so Asada was broken out of prison. Okay, you know why she was broken out? Because she had real motherfucking comrades. Comrade is not somebody you talk to on the internet or on Discord. Okay, a comrade is somebody that will fucking throw down for you. That's a real comrade, real fucking comrade. Asada had real comrades. They broke her out of prison and they smuggled her to Cuba because that's what real fucking comrades do. These chest thumping cowards full of hot air you talk to on the internet, they're not coming to get you. They won't even write you a fucking letter. Oh yeah, Truman, you've been looking at Polymarket, haven't you? Look, gambling sites are never wrong. I'm joking. Don't gamble, comrades. Never gamble. But yeah, anyways, these people are not coming to get you. And if you die, you don't respawn IRL. They won't even lay a wreath at your grave. So if you want to see your future, if you remain in these sects, just look at the Baba Vakian guys. Look at the RCP guys the next time you see them at a rally, okay? Some of these guys have been in that sect for 30 or 40 years. I'm 31. They've been in that sect for my age plus 30. So that's 61, 65 years old, or 40 years. These guys were once starry eyed college kids, just like you, okay? Sitting in their dorm rooms. They were debating Mao and Lenin. They thought they were going to fucking take over the world. They thought they were the smartest folks around, that the RCP was going to seize power. Revolution in the 80s. That's what they thought was going to happen. But you know what happened? Reagan and crack happened. And now they're shitty, bitter, 65-year-old people who have wasted their entire lives. Don't be like them. Don't do that. Okay? You're better than that. You're smarter than that. Do not repeat our elders' mistakes. This is a book I won. Fires in the Night, The Earth Liberation Front, The FBI and the Secret History of Eco Sabotage. This is another book I want. This is a book you should get. This is by my chapter comrade, Devin Thomas O'Shea. Devin, if you're watching this, what's up? But The Veiled Prophet. Secret Societies, wait a minute. Secret Societies, White Supremacy, The Struggle for St. Louis. Hold on. Let me get the proper title of the book. The Veiled Prophets, White Supremacy, Secret Society's White Supremacy and the Struggle for St. Louis. So yeah, you can get it. Haymarketbooks.com. It's not in stock yet. No, thank you. It's 472 pages. It's a monster. So it's a provocative look at the secret society that has controlled St. Louis for over a century, revealing how shadowy elites organize themselves against working class power. Every December in downtown St. Louis, the city's upper crust attend a garish costume party that also doubles as a debutante ball. The daughters of high society are paraded to the throne of a Clark monarchical figure and bow to the veiled prophet of Khorasan. At first glance, this event seems outdated and clownish, but in truth, the Veiled Prophet Society has functioned as an exclusive club for the city fathers, where solidarity is built between wealthy men who had major U.S. corporations, banks, and control whole industries. At the Veiled Prophets Ball, these titans of capital come together to crown one of their daughters the Queen of Love and Beauty and celebrate the breaking of strike, the sabotage of protests, and the enforcement of racist hierarchies. Devin Thomas O'Shea's The Veiled Prophet is the definitive history of the Veiled Prophet Society and all its violence and pageantry, offering a colorful alternate history of the United States through the lens of the Midwestern elite. O'Shea follows the Veiled Prophet Society from its origins in the wake of the 1877 General Strike through the 1904 World's Fair to the height of the Prophets and St. Louis's influence during the Cold War. The Veiled Prophet examines the unexpected ways this secret society has shaped the course of history, from the CIA to the Vietnam War to the assassination of MLK. Yet the power wielded by the Veiled Prophet has not gone uncontested. Since the Gilded Age, the Prophet has faced resistance from orphans armed with pea shooters, Communist Party organizers during the Depression, civil rights icons, and renegade debutantes. The Ferguson Uprising of 2014 was only the most recent challenge to the Prophet's influence. As the fight for the soul and streets of St. Louis intensifies, it's more critical than ever that we expose the sordid history of these powerful masked figures and their control over our democracy. Yeah, this was the shit the Bush family, all of Dearborn, Schnooks, anybody who has something that's named, that they've named after them, they're part of this. I believe the Limps were in it too before they all fucking went crazy and crashed out. But yeah, that's how St. Louis is, man. This makes me so happy. But yeah, again, going back to dialectics, this is fucking hilarious. Going back to dialectics, so we've had good news and we've had bad news today. This is hilarious fucking news. So Muhammad Ali was apparently fucking. So this guy was from Louisville, Kentucky, right? See, I pronounced that right, Louisville. And he was a member of the Nation of Islam. Anybody that knows anything about the nation knows that ain't no fucking pork being consumed. Well, when the civil rights activist Jesse Jackson spent time with Ali in the early 70s, he was struck by the casual nature of Ali's relationship to the Nation of Islam. Jackson remembered one day when he and Ali visited Jackson's mother. She had baked crackling bread. I've never had crackling bread. I'm not a Muslim, but I really don't fuck with pork all that much. It's just a disgusting tasting meat to me. Named for the fried pork skin that gives the bread its crunch, and Ali dove into it with vigor. Between bites, Ali asked what was in the bread, but Jackson wasn't fooled. He knew what was in it, and did he continue eating it after he told that the bread contained an ingredient forbidden to Muslims? He ate a panful. Just this was him getting.
Some barbecue square ribs and also extra pork on that right there. Oh, extra pork, brother Joaquin. I take that back. Take that back. Brother, you haven't resorted into this. Brother, I wouldn't dare. Brother, I wouldn't dare. Actually, was just getting the spare ribs because I'm trying to spare people from buying anything in this establishment. This place should be shut down. I'm trying to withdraw.
What happened to the deception? What happened?
Brother Joaquin from Rikers Island, brother, please.
You was the head of the match.
Brother, I'm trying to get things together, brother. I didn't understand.
We gotta pray, brother. We gotta pray.
Why is a Twitch Slack chat on slow mode? I guess for a bit last year, because people, after I got the whole fucking Charlie Kirk situation, fascists would just show up and fucking harass and insult me and do a whole bunch of other stuff like that. I had everything on slow mode. Just like on Twitter, I don't have replies turned off, actually. I have replies set to people I follow only. If I follow you, it's for.
Hi, good afternoon.
So this is why it's really so important that Daria Leza won, because like she was made subject to a fucking horrible, horrible racist harassment campaign by Adriano Espiat, because like they were basically calling her Haitian, and a lot of like I like so being a fucking American, I'm like, okay, who gives a shit about her being Haitian? She's the first of all, she's not Haitian. Both Espiat and Chevalier, ironically, they have French names, which in that part of the world is associated with being Haitian, but neither one of them are Haitian. They're both Dominican. But Espiat's campaign has leaned in heavily on Dominican extreme Dominican hatred and prejudice against Haitian people. Like they literally called her a Haitian that eats fucking cats. That's crazy. But so this is the type of shit. Like they were literally harassing her, stalking her, following her around, and yelling these insults at her. Take a look.
Hi, good afternoon. We're here for Saturday meeting for Congress. Exactly.
Every 4 years you see him.
Speaking of your shirt, you know they've been saying like anti-Haitian stuff, calling her like she's like
Who?
them. They're like
Then forget about that. Forget about that.
Forget about them. That's right.
You see those guys every 4 years.
Yeah.
We got to change. We need a change.
Exactly.
All right, so you should run for Congress?
No, lady, we need a change. You believe in,
She's not the right
you believe in
person.
what she said?
No, I'm not believing.
¿Tú crees lo que ella dijo?
No, yo no creo
I don't trust.
Vete para Cuba entonces, si tú
I'm
quieres
not,
comunismo.
I'm not Cuban, I'm Dominican.
Oh, tú también eres de Costa
But that guy, that guy, you know what you see? Every 4 years you see him. Cada 4 años tú lo ves. Tú ves cómo tú actúas, you see the way you act.
Vete para Cuba, mi hermano. Vete para Cuba. Si somos musulmanes, somos cristianos.
No, yo no lo pausé, pues fue usted lo pausó, pues yo no lo pausé, yo no trabajando ahí. Yo no lo he pausado para que yo.
How the fuck did these people end up working on somebody's staff? Like who the fuck, bruh? This is neat. This is Mandombe. Like people always think that African people don't have any fucking writing system. No, this is the indigenous Congolese writing. It's called Mandombe. The guy's writing in it. Pretty neat. Maybe I'll learn it. Yeah, Daria Leza, Claire Valdez. Yeah, we get Corey back, and we also have Chris Brab, and yeah, it's gonna be dope. So this Norwegian dude is teaching that little Viking world thing they've been doing. Oh, how cute. There's a bus boycott in Baton Rouge 2 years before the Montgomery one. On June 20th, 1953, black residents of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, led by Reverend T.J. Jemison, launched an 8-day boycott of the city's segregated bus system. At the time, black riders, oh yes, never forget about Donovan McKinney and Melat Quiros. So Colorado and Detroit. At the time, black riders made up 80% of black bus passengers who were forced to stand in the aisles while seats were reserved for white riders sat empty. It was one of the first organized challenges to bus segregation in the South, inspiring the Montgomery bus boycott 2 years later. This was largely left to history. Yes, it will be a crazy socialist delegation. Maybe you'll be in Congress one day, Truman. That'll be funny. This guy's my favorite fan from the World Cup. So he basically is a Lumumba cosplayer, basically reminding the Congolese people where they came from. A lot of people don't know this. They think that he's just some dude that shows up. No, this is a direct callback to Congolese history. And if you're interested in what he's doing and why he's doing this, you should look at what happened to the real Lumumba. They basically dissolved the guy in acid.
Leopard
Do you have any idea how much stamina it takes to stand up like this for 90 minutes? And he does not move. This guy stands up like this for 90 minutes every fucking game. He's definitely committed to it. There's also a lot of like people wondering why like there's so many Scots over here and there's so many Norwegians, etc. Whereas you really don't see that many Congo and Senegal people because the country is not giving them visas. Yeah, this country refuses to give them visas, but they allow all the Norwegians and Swedes and all these other people. And this is not casting aspersions on these people, the lovely people of these countries. But yeah, come on, it's just obvious. Of course, that'd be amiss if I ignore the hate, trans and T. Oh, this is Atlanta. Sorry, I'm black. I hear a drum machine. I gotta dance.
I declare open.
Oh, this is Comrade Booker. But so the International League of People Struggle. It's basically a mass organization for progressive organizations from all around the world. This is Jose Maria Sison. Rest in power.
I declare
May 25th, 2001.
open the first International Assembly of the International League of People Struggle. We come from various democratic and revolutionary traditions and currents in various countries. We are a broad range of mass formations, taking the anti-imperialist and democratic line and seeking to build a broad international united front.
DSA should join ILPS. I don't know why we haven't already.
In order to arouse, organize, and mobilize the people and their hundreds of millions. Our league is inspired by the anti-imperialist and democratic mass struggles that have arisen since the beginning of the 20th century. It also reflects and draws strength from the recent anti-imperialist and democratic mass struggles that have arisen since the decade of the 1990s. Among our delegations in this assembly are those that have waged various forms of mass struggles for national independence, democracy, and socialism in their own countries and on an international scale. They have participated in international protest campaigns against U.S. wars of aggression, such as those against Iraq and former Yugoslavia, and against such U.S.-dominated multilateral formations as the APEC in Manila in 1996, and in Vancouver in 1997, the World Trade Organization in Seattle in 1999, the IMF and World Bank in Washington, D.C. in 2000, the Group of Seven in Okinawa in 2000, the IMF and World Bank in...
Do I think Shioshe would have won? He's got the aura, he's got the vibe, but it depends on how strong his ground game was. The reason why, people understand this, the reason why like all this was possible, like all these victories were possible tonight. Let's see what's the W versus LCAL. Okay, so we've only got 2 losses, we've got 15 wins, we've got 12 that are still to be called. So all of this was possible because of 1, our ground game, and 2, taking advantage of the contradictions. You had like everybody was calling out the APEC money. There was principled handling of the whole "she's Haitian" contradiction by Daria Liza and Zoran Mamdani and others in the coalition that helped get her elected. So remaining principled while also adhering to the necessity for having for uniting the broadest base of People, yeah, they knock damn near every door in both main districts. Like you actually have to go out and talk to people. A lot of Maoists, a lot of hardcore MLs, or whatever acronym you want to give yourself. Um, yeah, they don't understand that. Like you have to go out there. You have to talk to people. You cannot be an antisocial socialist. You have to go out there. You have to talk to people. You have to knock doors. You have to do all this shit. And yeah, it's boring as hell in many cases. Or on the other hand, it's also very exhilarating. I said this as somebody that's canvassed only twice in my life. I got bad feet. I'm sorry, but anyways, um, you have to be out there. It's a skill. Yeah, it's a skill. There's some comrades that say, Lewis, they love this stuff. There's some comrades in the country like they go to other cities to canvas. It's also good exercise, which I can do with. But like you have to go out there. You have to go out there. You have to place yourself among the people. Um, yeah, that's you. That's true. But I'm sorry. I just cannot get over the fucking like the most Missourian fucking name. The most Missourian fucking name, Truman. You know what? We had one president from here. His name was Truman, and you are going to remember that shit for the rest of your fucking life, my guy. We're gonna name you Truman. But yeah. So this is the result, just like Zoran, just like Corey, the result of hard fucking work. Can you imagine knocking literally every door in your district? Absolutely not. There's some people can't even imagine knocking a single door on their street. But again, like you cannot be an antisocial socialist. You have to go out there.
In Prague in 2000, and so on. It is appropriate and in its best interest for the League to trace its origins from the great revolutionary mass struggles against imperialism. The League seeks to attract and mobilize the broadest possible range of mass formations for the anti-imperialist and democratic struggle.
That's another little bit of inspiration for you. IOPS is still around, by the way. I went to their convening in 2016. And that's my comrade Kinsey. Oh, this is the Lumumba guy. He's in I don't just want to call him the Lumumba guy. His name is Michel Nkuka Moladinga. They call him Lumumba. Wait, I didn't know she's moved there. Damn. Who will be STL's first socialist mayor? Me. He's got a fucking look at him. He's got a fucking neck pillow. He needs that motherfucker. Look how tall he is. Look at him. He's like a celebrity. If you don't think about the Congo, like they love, like people notice that, like how well dressed he is. Yeah, because that me for 5 seconds with the scene. Oh no, we're built different out here. Also, apparently, a Ghanaian traditional healer put a hex on the English team, and the English team tied 0-0 with Ghana today. Yeah, I love fucking I love fucking soccer, but I love the culture around it. At least the World Cup culture. Fun fact: the black star on the Ghanaian flag. Kwame Nkrumah actually worked with the study with Marcus under Garveyites and Marcus Garvey. So that black star, that's a tribute to the Black Star Line. What are my thoughts on Marcus Garvey? Mixed. It's a dialectical thing, like everything else. So, yes, he was probably the best organizer of African people in. Yeah, we're not talking about hooligan culture. We're talking about the fucking goofy ass Viking row and Lumumba. Yeah, we don't have football hooligans in the United States. Oh my god, am I turning European? It's football. We don't have soccer hooligans in the United States. We have basketball hooligans. But anyways, yeah, my own personal thoughts on Marcus Garvey. Like I said, he was the best organizer of black people in history. Like UNIA was fucking huge. There were chapters in places you didn't even know had black people. But he was also the dude literally. Okay, so he was deported from the United States. They railroaded him and deported him from the United States. He ended up flat broke in London, living in a fucking shitty ass hovel. And as Mussolini rose up, I don't know if it was to get attention for himself or if he actually believed the shit, but he literally claimed that he invented fascism. So I'm like, yeah, weird. He also met with the KKK, which is, again, also very weird, especially considering this was in the fucking 1910s and 20s when they were stringing black people up from trees all over the country. So, yeah, a man of contradictions. But again, the black movement in the United States owes a lot. Well, the black movement worldwide, as shown by this, by the fact that there's a literal fucking black star on the flag of Ghana, owes a lot to Marcus Garvey. Pretty much all of our theoreticians either were around Garveyites and learned from Garvey. Hell, even Ho Chi Minh learned from Garvey. Even Ho Chi Minh attended UNIA meetings. Yeah, I wouldn't call him a Garveyite, but he was definitely influenced by that. That's part of where the focus on like nationalism and Vietnamese independence comes from, because he learned that at the knee of Garvey. Anyways, and like Malcolm X, his dad was a Garveyite. His mom was a Garveyite. He was literally raised in a Garvey family. So through Malcolm X, you can attribute the Black Panthers in a way because they were more Malcolmist than anything. They were more Malcolmist Fanonist than anything. So you could attribute, in a way, the Black Panthers and trace their legacy all the way back to Marcus Garvey. That's how important he was. But yes, he was theoretically he was definitely anti-communist. But it just shows that that blackness is something that kind of surpasses ideology. This is hilarious. On the 30th of June, Selassie spoke at the League of Nations and was introduced by the President of the Assembly as His Imperial Majesty, the Emperor of Ethiopia. Sa Majesté Impériale, l'Empereur d'Ethiopie. A group of jeering Italian journalists began yelling insults. Oh, no, mamma mia, he's not the emperor. Ethiopia belongs to Italy. And were expelled before they could speak. In response, the Romanian chairman, Nicolae Tituescu, jumped to his feet and shouted, "Show the savages the door. A la porte les sauvages." You know where Maoists get basically, the reason why a lot of people across tendencies tend to like me is because I'm probably the first Maoist that they've met that wasn't a total fucking asshole. But I have my own tendencies, but we all get it from the OG himself. So he met with Guevara. Guevara's fucking fangirling. It's a great pleasure for us to have the opportunity of greeting Chairman Mao in person. We have always venerated Chairman Mao in our struggle. We are an official delegation representing Cuba, but members of our delegation were born in 4 nations. Mao responds to this, glazing with, "Dude, you're fucking Argentine. Who let you in here? So was it your dad or your mom who was the Nazi?" This is fucking absurd. This is fucking sick. Amid an untreated infestation, one Chicago tenant reportedly woke up to rat bites all over his face, according to Fuerzas Activas de la Damen tenant union, who did not share his name. This particular building in Rogers Park has been on rent strike for 8 months in protest of slumlords' conditions. Negotiations between Fuerzas Activas de la Damen and Chicago apartment managers are ongoing. The building owners, Imran Khan, Hassan Sattar, and Faria Ibrahim, are notorious in the Chicago area for being slumlords. So yeah, the rats literally ate this dude alive. Yeah. This is why we need a revolution, friends.
Me duele tanto que la gente piense que yo no soy orgullosa de ser dominicana, porque lo soy. Amo tanto a mi gente y siempre he amado a mi gente. Estoy orgullosa de ser nieta de Luis, quien luchó por la democracia en la República Dominicana y contra el autoritarismo. Y estoy orgullosa de conocer a...
So she's talking about the struggle against authoritarianism in the Dominican Republic. She says she's proud to be Dominican.
Madre dominicana como Doña Carmen, que ha luchado durante años para garantizar que nuestros hijos pudieran asistir a excelentes escuelas públicas en nuestro...
Let me try to translate this. Let's see how good my Spanish is.
Me duele tanto que la gente piense que yo no soy orgullosa de ser dominicana.
It hurts a lot that people are saying that I am not proud to be Dominican,
porque lo soy.
because I am.
Amo tanto a mi gente y siempre he amado a mi gente.
I always loved my people.
Estoy orgullosa de ser nieta de Luis, quien luchó por la
I'm proud to be a
democracia en la República Dominicana, de ser nieta de Luis,
I'm proud to be a granddaughter of Louis,
quien luchó por la democracia en la República Dominicana
who fought for democracy in the
y contra
in the Dominican Republic,
el autoritarismo.
and against authoritarianism.
Y estoy orgullosa de conocer a madre dominicana como Doña Carmen.
I'm proud to know a Dominican. Hold on.
De conocer a madre dominicana como Doña Carmen, que ha
I'm proud to know I'm proud to be from a Dominican mother named Carmen.
luchado durante años
See, I'm a fucking Muslim mente, por favor.
para garantizar que nuestros hijos pudieran asistir a excelentes escuelas públicas en nuestro
Hey, it's too late.
Why does this man stand like a statue for an entire soccer match?
Because he's paying tribute to his country's first fucking president and martyr.
And so, yes, they got me out in 2024, but guess who's coming back this cycle? Cory Bush is coming back.
Yay!
And so, yes.
Deanne Loel Michel, 68, a former executive director of a homeless services organization, okay, petty bourgeois, who voted for the incumbent Adriano Espaillat in the 13th Congressional District primary. We're in the battle of our lives to preserve social services, voting rights, and save democracy. I want people with experience with an understanding of politics. Well, apparently you do not have an understanding of politics.
This is how change begins.
So what's your take?
Money can buy you
This is cute.
happiness.
Money can buy happiness.
Yeah.
100% agree. 100% agree.
I grew up pretty poor, childhood poverty. My parents worked multiple jobs to make ends meet. And I just know that so many children in our community and our society have to endure the same. And I think if we actually work to eradicate poverty writ large, we would have a much happier society.
Because you get out of survival mode and you get into happiness or joy.
Exactly.
So technically the money can buy happiness up to a certain point.
Right.
Then I don't think it buys happiness anymore.
Exactly. There's so many studies that show like it plateaus, but we need to be able to make sure that everybody in our society can get to that plateau.
You have to get to the plateau, which is essentially out of poverty.
And right now it's so out of reach for so many people because we have these systems, these corporations, and these billionaires who are taking more money from the working people who are producing the wealth in our society and making it impossible for them to be able to afford the basic things that they need to lead a dignified life.
It's actually insane.
It's insane. And like things like buying our democracy, right? Where you have corporations, you have moneyed interests coming in and spending millions and millions of dollars that could be going towards communities, but are instead going towards stripping communities of those resources.
The fact that corporations are involved in electing public officials is insane.
It's absolutely
because they're not
insane.
people. The only people that should be allowed to be involved in any sort of election campaigning, giving money, anything, should be people.
Yeah, so that they can use, again, their money to have an impact on their government, right, on their democracy. Because, again, money can buy happiness if we use it in a way that's actually going to promote the wellness of everybody in our society.
Money can buy happiness because money can buy freedom, and money can buy time.
Can buy time, and you actually have dignity. You can eat good quality food. You can spend time with your family. You can enjoy your life, right? You don't have to worry about the constant stress as to whether or not you're going to lose your home because the rent is going up, right? And so when folks have the money they need to actually lead a dignified life, generally, we're all happier.
100% agree. So
on that note, if you are pleased at our electoral victory, if you are pleased at the mutual aid work, at the anti-war work, at the anti-imperialist work, at the various levels of organizing that we're doing in DSA, which is the largest by far, nobody can even come close, socialist organization in the United States. If you want to be a part of this work, you need to join DSA. I will show you how easy it is. Okay. First, I'm going to post the link here. There's 612 people of you. I expect 612 people to have joined DSA tomorrow. There is no excuse. Stop sitting on your ass. Stop sitting on your ass doing nothing but doom scrolling and watching streamers. Get off your ass and organize. Democratic socialists believe that our country should be built democratically by and for working people, not by billionaires for profit. So you have various types of dues levels. You can even get a dues waiver. So just fill all this out and you can join. Bing, bang, boom. So I expect all 623 of you, 620 people, 600, what? You're all already in DSA? We'll see. Anyways, if you're in NYC DSA, you have thoroughly earned the right to get yourselves drunk, sloppy fucking drunk, because as much as people dump on y'all, y'all did the damn thing twice. So, all power to the people, all power to DSA. Join us.